Jong-gu is a local police officer in a quiet, foggy South Korean village where nothing much happens until everything changes. One rainy morning, he is called to a grisly scene. A man has murdered his family in a sudden fit of violence. The suspect is found covered in strange boils and rashes and stares into space like he's in a trance. The townspeople begin whispering, suggesting he was possessed. Jong-gu, though disturbed, thinks it might just be due to bad drugs or a mental breakdown. Later, he chats with fellow officers and they gossip about a Japanese man who recently moved into the forested hills nearby. The villagers are suspicious, believing he might be involved. At home, Jong-gu tries to maintain normalcy. His daughter Hyojin is cheerful, full of energy, and brightens up their small home with her laughter. She's particularly close to her father, often waiting for him to return from work. But Jong-gu can't shake off his unease. He's distracted at dinner, replaying the crime scene in his mind, and wondering if there's something darker behind it all. A few days later, Jong-gu and his partner investigate another brutal crime. It bears chilling similarities to the first. The suspect is again covered in lesions and seems possessed. Panic starts to creep into the community. People start locking their doors and whispering about curses and spirits. Jong-gu, a man of reason, begins to feel the pressure. He learns more villagers have seen the Japanese man lurking near the scenes of these violent outbreaks. Suddenly, a strange woman appears. She seems to know more than she should and warns Jong-gu about the Japanese stranger, calling him a demon in disguise. Her words are chilling. Though Jong-gu doesn't want to believe in ghosts or demons, her fear is genuine and deeply unsettling. It plants a seed of doubt in his mind. We then cut to the Japanese man himself. He lives in isolation deep in the woods, rarely seen in town. His home is surrounded by odd symbols, animal bones, and strange items. He hunts, eats raw meat, and takes disturbing photographs of people. He has a guard dog and a stern demeanor. Everything about him is eerie. The villagers say he is cursed and blame him for the horrors unfolding. That night, Jong-gu dreams of the Japanese man with glowing red eyes standing over his bed. He wakes in a cold sweat, only to receive news that another villager has died under bizarre circumstances. The nightmares are beginning to feel real. Soon after, Hyojin's behavior changes. The sweet girl becomes hostile, screaming, swearing, and lashing out at her parents. She eats uncontrollably and talks to herself. Jong-gu's wife is in tears. They rush her to a doctor, but the results are inconclusive. The hospital can't explain her sudden transformation. Jong-gu becomes desperate. He decides to investigate the Japanese man's home. With a few other villagers, he ventures into the forest. Inside the house, they discover a horrifying shrine with photos of the murdered villagers and their belongings. Jong-gu is shocked to find a photo of Hyojin. The Japanese man suddenly appears and a scuffle ensues. They flee, terrified. Turning to supernatural help, Jong-gu hires a shaman named Il-gwang. The shaman agrees to perform an intense ritual to expel the evil. During the ritual, Hyojin screams in agony as Il-gwang chants and strikes a drum. At the same time, the Japanese man is seen performing a dark ritual of his own. The scenes cut between both ceremonies, heightening the tension. Halfway through, Il-gwang stops. He claims he was wrong. The Japanese man is not the source of the evil. Instead, he points to the mysterious woman, suggesting she is the true demon. Jong-gu is left reeling. Nothing makes sense anymore. He finds the woman again, and she begs him not to return home. She warns that doing so will bring doom. Despite the warning, Jong-gu races back home, hoping to protect his family. Chaos greets him. The house is torn apart, only to find the worst has already happened. In the final tragic scene, Jong-gu discovers Hyojin, soaked in blood, standing over their murdered family members. She looks at him with cold eyes and tells him, "It's already too late." As she attacks, Jong-gu realizes he's lost everything. Evil has won. Meanwhile, the Japanese man is shown alive, collecting photos of his latest victims, confirming he was never defeated and is still alive. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more.